very quick, just off the cuff, first thing you think of, number one tip you give to somebody who wants to start today.
Consistency. Just doing it. It's not going to be perfect. And then continuing to do it, because the more you continue to do it, the easier it will get, because you'll just like learn the process, and you'll learn your process. But it will like just kind of become a flow. It's going to be bumpy. Like, it's not going to be perfect. Like, I look back on my first videos and I'm like, that was so cringy. Like, and I mean, like, that was also like the TikTok and kind of, well, TikTok at least. That's where it started with video content mostly, like short format video content. My videos back then were cringy, and that was just kind of also what everybody was doing. But you just got to start. You can list a million excuses, but like, you just have to start, and you have to know that it won't be perfect at first, but with time and consistency, like, you'll find your groove.
I mean, consistency in any space, I think, is the hardest thing.
Yes.
But I think consistency in the space that we're in just kind of entrepreneurship in general, is the self-discipline part. Because nobody's breathing down your neck telling you to post all the time, especially early. Whatever. Nobody's really watching. Nobody really cares.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
You're
the
one
best,
that cares
though, because you can really just do what you want and what's true to you. And you don't have the pressure of thinking, like, what's my community going to think? I'm kind of in a boat now where I'm, like, trying to dabble in some new things, not just, like, fashion content. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like the people that followed me just for outfits going to be like, what the heck is this girl talking about? But that's kind of like a separate topic.
What are some spaces that you're trying to get into?
I mean, like, I have already touched on all these things, but like, I think the main reason people have followed me was because a lot of my short format, like quick outfit ideas videos, like, do pretty well. And a tip for anybody wanting to start, and I think why they do pretty well, is because they're literally like 8 seconds, super quick. I'm like, you know, actively putting on the things, so it's like something to watch. And I think that like trending audio, like all that stuff like that, just like makes for a good short format TikTok or reel. But what I've been kind of wanting to get more into is skincare. I'm really big on my skincare, and you know this, I feel like I've talked about it on Instagram as well. Like, I've had like acne issues, and there's a lot of like wellness stuff too that I'm super interested in, and that I wasn't interested in or that knowledgeable about, I guess, in like college when I started this stuff. So like, I'm like trying to figure out how I can do all of it. And the truth is, you can't do it all. Like, you can, but you really have to like kind of pinpoint your like pillars of like your content, what you want it to be. And then like, this is a tip, I guess, for like somebody who wants to start doing this seriously. What I do, and I do this every year, is I pinpoint my content pillars, what I really want them to be. So right now it's fashion, lifestyle, and wellness. I really want to talk more about lifestyle is pretty broad, but like life just in general, with like being a newlywed, you know, having our first apartment, being a dog mom, just like a daily routine, like that is all kind of under lifestyle for me. And then skincare, I would say, is like under lifestyle, because I'm not really like makeup or skincare, but like I want to talk about all those things, so I kind of like just group them all into lifestyle. And wellness is another content pillar that I've been wanting to branch into. I feel like I personally have learned more about how to take care of myself through fitness and through food and supplements and all that stuff. So I want to share my journey with others, not to like say that this is the exact thing to do, but just to give other people inspiration and ideas to try, because I've done that with fashion. Like, I've already, you know, been doing like outfit ideas, outfit inspiration, but like a huge part of my life is like wellness and taking care of my skin and body and like feeling good from the inside out. So that's something that I like really do want to talk more about, but I have like a little bit of imposter syndrome doing it, because I'm like, these people kind of followed me at first for outfits. And as much as I love fashion, I don't want to come off, especially on social media, where like I feel like everybody can come off as like super materialistic and super like, oh, she just like wants, you know, the newest shoes, the newest clothes. Like, that's all I feel like, well, it's not all, but from just a follower standpoint, like that can be what it looks like. And I want both my TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, but I'm really bad at YouTube. I'm going to get better. That's my 2023 goal. But when somebody follows me and looks on my page and is scrolling just to like find out what I'm about, like I want them to be like, I want it to be very obvious, like, oh, she's like fashionable, but she also is like a wellness girly and she like takes care of herself, and like I want to learn how to do that too. So that's what I'm trying to convey through my content a little bit better within this next year.
So rewinding a little bit, right now, if somebody wanted to start,
Yeah.
It's not realistic to say post every day on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Mm-mm. If somebody said, all right, I have time to post twice a week,
yes,
no matter what it be, what should they do? Is it creating content just for TikTok? Is it creating one video? And maybe if you're creating it for TikTok, I definitely think, why not throw it on Reels and YouTube Shorts?
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
I need to be
yeah. YouTube Shorts is something you could literally just be repurposing your content and gaining like a base level.
I need to do that.
Well, actually, YouTube Shorts just made it cool too, where it separates your videos. So like your feed, your long videos will be on one folder on your profile, and Shorts will be separate. So it doesn't just make your. For a while, it was just showing
like the next video would be like a Shorts when you're like kind of watching.
It was
all
showing
together.
all of them on the same. Whenever you clicked on somebody's channel and clicked on videos, it was showing shorts, long form, everything. So if you're putting shorts all the time, all your long form videos just get they just die. But now they finally separated that, which is really good.
Yeah.
But what platform do you think makes sense to create the content for mostly?
Probably TikTok. I think that's where everybody's eyes are right now. Instagram's just like been around, and we kind of have already talked about this in our previous video, but like Instagram is kind of where like you can build like a tighter knit community, because TikTok, you don't always know exactly who your content's getting shown to, because it just kind of pushes out similar videos. I mean, like I feel like everybody kind of knows how the For You page works. Yeah. So I would say to start there on TikTok. Like you just have to literally, I'm a physical person. Like I have to write things down. Like I can't just like put it on my notes app. Like I would say the best advice that I could give is to start by making a list of, your content pillars and content ideas, like maybe some content ideas for each pillar. And then say like, okay, a realistic goal for me while I'm working or while I'm in school or while I have this internship is to film and post 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And just because I'm starting out and just trying to build a following, I'm going to post the same ones on TikTok, Reels, and YouTube Shorts. That way, and then like at the end of the week or at the end of the month, you can kind of see what's performing well and maybe what you want to give more time and attention to. Because I know people who have really strong TikTok communities. So like if your TikTok's blowing up and that's what you want to focus more on, do that. And then Instagram can still kind of just be like for fun and casual, and like you can do that. Like I do all the platforms. I'm not as consistent on YouTube at all, but I'm consistent on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. And I would say like I have a good community on both, but I know people who have like a super strong community on TikTok, and it's basically all just like one inside joke if you follow them. Yeah. But their Instagram is still pretty casual. Like they might not be doing all the brand posts on Instagram. It mainly is TikTok, but people will still follow you on Instagram. Like you're really, what's the word? Like, close community. Like they will just follow you on both.
More tight knit.
Yes. Yeah. So that would be where I would start. Try all 3.
Yeah.
It's like almost like A/B testing, like seeing what works best.
But short form video, I guess, is the place to be right 100%. Now because it's on everywhere. Uh-huh. That's easy to say. I mean, everybody's saying that. But whenever you're starting out on any of them, whenever you're trying to post for the first time, trying to record yourself for the first time, setting up your camera to talk into, or you're out in public filming something, the criticism is something that you're going to get a lot of. Yeah. And it might be from your friends that you're with, whatever, just messing with you, but still it kind of hurts a little bit. Yeah. It's all lighthearted, your friends are messing with you, but still whenever you start recording, you're insecure about it in itself. So then it's just adds
but
to it.
you took the guts. It took the guts for you to post it finally, and I mean, I think that if they're saying stuff like this is me kind of like going off on a personal note, but like if they're saying stuff like that, like you have to evaluate if they're true friends.
Yeah.
First of all, I think you need to do some soul searching and be like, okay, no, they're like good friends, they're just messing, or they're like insecure, low key, and wish that they could do this too.
Yeah.
So you have to evaluate that. I mean, like I definitely had to when I started doing this. So, but don't let that hold you back from posting, because nowadays, especially, it is so common. Like it's not super common, I guess, but like you can see somebody walking down the street talking to them like a video camera or their phone, and like just kind of automatically assume like, oh, they're probably posting something, instead of being like, they're crazy.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago, people would have been like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And now I think people are like, oh, they must like have a channel that they're posting on, you know, like it's more normal. So you can list as many excuses as you want, but like if you feel this in your like soul, like why not just start?
Yeah, and I also think it's very important to note, you don't need 1 million followers to make a living off of being an influencer, or being somebody who just posts on social all the time.
Yep.
You don't need a ton of followers. You need a community, or just a small amount of followers, because I think people think that they need 500,000 and then, it'll be full time.
No.
That's just not how it works. It's marketing yourself correctly to these brands that's important. And
100%.
I think that is everything seems so much harder, but then you realize that people with less followers than you might be making more money than you.
Oh yeah,
Which is
I've had those conversations, and I'm like, it's really eye opening.
Yeah.
The biggest downfall about this industry is that like there's so much gray area with payment and contract. Like it's all so new, so there is still a lot of gray area. But I can tell you right now, firsthand, I have had brands tell me, I've had their PR and marketing people tell me to my face, numbers don't matter.
Yeah.
They're following, like it doesn't matter. They look at if you can sell something and if your content aligns with their brand. Like you can have literally 2,000 followers, not even, you can have 1,000.
Yeah.
And if you just like start filming or taking some photos of stuff that you already use and love and tag those brands, they will notice you. Like if you do it consistently, they will notice you, and odds are they would actually, a lot of them prefer to work with smaller creators, because this does suck. That's why this is like a downfall of the industry, but like they can pay you less because you don't have as many eyes on you as at first. But you know, don't undersell yourself. Like you're still doing the exact same work that me or somebody with 100K or 200K would be doing. So like don't undersell yourself, but like know that, you know, following count kind of does have a little bit of play in the pay scale. But don't let it hold you back from starting.
Do you think that part of the reason that brands like to work with smaller creators is because as you get bigger and get more followers, more brand deals, whatever it may be, do you think that they end up caring less because, I have 14 different brands that I had to promote this month? Do you think maybe the brands are more enticed to work with either a younger or more recent creator because they will just care about it more? It affects them more day to day?
I think that it's a mix. I've heard, I forget exactly what the different like categories they call it, but like they do categorize influencers. Like they're like, okay, who are the people that, you know, we can get our name in front of 100,000 people, like, and then how much can we allot to them? And then who are the people that we know will make excellent quality content and have a really tight-knit community, and how much can we allot to them? So like, I think it also like influence, like it's just a by person basis too. Like if you're a creator and you're taking 15 brand deals a month, first of all, I can't even imagine that, but I'm sure people do it. If you're taking that many brand collaborations a month, and you're just doing it for money, and they're not all aligning with you perfectly, I do think that your community will notice that, absolutely, and be like less. They'll be less interested in your content, especially if also you're only posting ad after ad after ad.
We were talking about that before we started recording. Whenever, as you grow, how do you actually make, because your followers in your community does know that you're making money.
Yeah.
Right? There's no hiding that. There's no reason to hide that.
Yes.
But how do you still make them feel like you're putting this content out to make them better? Because you're not in the educational niche, but you're educating people on the different things in fashion, in beauty, in lifestyle, whatever it may be, in wellness. But you don't want it to feel like, oh, I'm educating you, but use my discount code.
Yes.
You don't want it to always feel like you're selling them something.
I know. It's a tricky line still, even for me. But like while you said that about education, I'm sure people have heard this, but like once you're kind of forming a game plan to start doing this, you have to try to think about what would educate, inspire, or entertain. I'm more along the lines of educate and inspire. I don't think I'm that funny, and I don't know, maybe some people do, but I don't think I'm that funny. So like my content isn't necessarily entertaining, but I have to try to think of like videos that would educate and inspire. And that's like outfit inspiration, and that's literally titling the videos like outfit inspiration for XYZ, or how to build an outfit for XYZ, or how to, I don't know, use the Dyson. I'm still learning how to do it, but like that's
your most viewed video, isn't it?
It is. It's yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah, I have 7 million views on that, which is
nuts.
Literally makes no sense. I don't know. It was just a trending audio, and it was a good time. Like another thing that is just unpredictable with this job is like what will go viral. That's like I think people might follow me for my hair, and I'm like, I don't really post that much about my hair. It's just one video did well.
Probably, yeah.
And it's just, me learning how to do the Dyson air wrap. And I think that it was like right after Christmas when I got it. And I think a lot of people got it for Christmas. So they were like literally actively searching how to do your hair on the Dyson. So it was just luck. But
yeah, what do you think the importance is of whenever you're starting out, staying in a niche? Because I think, like you're saying, your one video blew up that's about hair. Yeah. It's not like you're posting every single day about hair tips.
No, literally maybe once a month.
So the last thing, and I know I've treated it like this as I've put out more content, is I don't want to blow up off a video that I hated making. Yeah. Because that would just be terrible. And then you gain thousands of followers, if not hundreds of thousands off of a video that gets millions, and then you're never going to put out a video like that ever again. Yeah. So
and then you lose those followers.
Yeah. So where do you think, should you experiment a bunch? Should you follow trends?
Well, I think hair's, for me personally, hair kind of does fall into my lifestyle. Right, so like it's not like it was totally out of character for me. Yeah. Like if I were to blow up off of some funny trend and then everybody was following me because they thought I was someone who was funny, they would be completely let down. So like I would say, like it's not like I would never post or hop on a trend. Like I sometimes would. I don't expect it to blow up because that's not my niche. But going back to niche, I do think it's important not to limit yourself. Like, that's why I go off of the pillars. If you're somebody who, like, deep down, though, and, like, in your heart, and, like, when you're starting to brainstorm this stuff, you're like, I really only want to do fashion. I don't want to talk at all. You can be successful off it, 100%. You just have to have, like, a game plan and consistency. There's a girl, I forget what her @ is, but she is on TikTok. She doesn't show her face on Instagram or TikTok. She has like almost 1 million followers, and she has never shown her face on any form of content, and she's doing very well. So that's like crazy. You don't have to, but she's niched to fashion. And you can do that. You can 100% do that with a niche. Or you can just kind of broaden your niche a little bit. I also, like, I have my pillars, and then this is something that I've learned in marketing. So marketing school did help me in this. But I actually create, like, personas for, like, my ideal girl who would be following me, or anybody. I think of them as, like, there's 2 that I'm working on. I'm working on them for 2023. This is just something that I, like, kind of started, but one of them is, like, a city girl. Somebody who's, like, on the go. Like, what outfits is she wearing? Like, where's she going? Is she going to coffee? Like, is she going to date night right after? Like, what kind of outfits is she wearing? And that's because that's me. But I'm also a wellness girly. So I'm like, okay, and I like will specifically write out like, this wellness girly, she's like going to yoga, and this morning she's going to get her like matcha right out. Like I'm like very specific. So that's specific, but it's still like a pretty broad niche for me. And there's a lot of overlap in those girls because I am all three of those girls, or I said two, but I am all of those girls. So it's not necessarily about like finding a very specific niche or being like really broad with your niche. It's more so like whatever niche, I'm saying niche so much, whatever you decide, being like specific with the content in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. And I mean, to wrap it up, if we had to say 3 things that somebody should do.
Yeah.
Number 1, we already covered consistency. It is no matter the quality of the video or no matter the quality of the content, consistently posting.
Yes.
That's definitely one that I
and
can
engaging,
attest
consistently posting, and I would say consistently, I guess, would that fall under the same thing? Engaging?
What do you mean by
like with your
engaging?
community, like commenting back, answering the DMs, answering the Q&As, having a game plan. Like you can't go into this blind, or else you will just be like one of those like, oh, you just went viral off something, and then you don't have like a super tight knit community. You have to have some sort of game plan. It's weird to say, and I think that like from somebody looking in who wants no part of it, or somebody that is just trying to start getting into it, it's weird to think like, oh, like you're actually creating like a marketing plan for yourself, and like you're actually like creating like a business strategy. Like that wasn't like what I thought it was, but like it really is. You have to create some sort of game plan with your content, and like when you're gonna post, you have to literally schedule it out. I think I said this. I'm such a writing person, like physical person, so I have to do that.
I think treating it as if this is your job.
Yes.
You know, because I come from the filmmaking world. Now I'm getting into YouTube.
Yeah.
And I found myself at the beginning of putting out videos that I didn't spend as much time on my own stuff as I did in my work. The reason for that was probably just because I didn't have the confidence in it. And also, I was also letting myself down whenever I did that, because knowing that I would see a YouTube video of a YouTuber I really like, and I'd be like, I could do that, and maybe even make it a little bit better. But my YouTube videos weren't reflecting that, so that's what drove me crazy.
Yeah.
So I think treating it as if it is a real thing before anybody's really watching
100%
is important, because the only way you're going to actually gain the followers, gain the actual community, is by doing what you are going to be doing after you gain the community.
It's almost like fake it till you make it. Like I don't want to say like don't be fake, but it is like you kind of just have to like pretend like it's already happening until it does, and then you're like, wow.
Yeah, and I think this. I will say number 3, and tell me if you agree with me or not on this. It's don't put a time expectation on it, because there are people that will blow up in a week. There are people that will blow up in 10 years. And that sounds terrible.
No, it's
a lot of people won't stick with it for 10 years. But some of the, like one of the creators I follow, it's Colin and Samir, and they talk about the creator community a lot. Yeah. And they have been posting for 10 years and finally hit 1 million subs on YouTube. But when it comes to community, there's nobody that has a stronger community.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But I would say don't have a crazy expectation of if I'm not at 100,000 followers in a year, I'm quitting.
Well, here's, I guess, the expectation. This goes hand in hand. Then don't like associate numbers with success. I mean, like you kind of have to, in the sense like, look, I can sell, like, look, I can, you know, showing brands, like, look, I can sell this, like, look how many people have clicked, like, but it doesn't, like, your following numbers don't matter. Like, your insights kind of do, but don't let, like, followers, subscribers, like expectations of, okay, I have to have 100K before I can, like, don't let that stop you, because that will kind of come with, you know, consistency and working hard.